Good Friday afternoon to you. I'm Dakota Makris. First at 4, a new law requiring fentanyl trackers serve at least 85% of their prison sentence has been brought into law. WYMT's Chaz Jenkins sat down with those who made it possible.
A partnership between Perry County's Commonwealth Attorney and Representative Chris Fugate.
I got to go to Frankfort and I saw him reach across party lines of demographics with other representatives and senators in Louisville, Western Kentucky. So he worked really hard to get this done. And I really appreciate it, and it's something that I think we can be proud of.
Bringing into law House Bill 215, or Dalton's Law, where fentanyl traffickers must serve 85% of their prison sentence.
So if you get a 10-year sentence, which is a Class C felony, is 5 to 10 years. If you got a 10-year sentence, then they would have to serve 8.5 years of that 10. Officials hope this is a first big step into stopping the opioid epidemic.
If you keep somebody in there who's selling fentanyl, you might save somebody's life. And if we save one person's life, I know that's so cliche, but if you save one person's life, then it's been a success. But I definitely think that it's a step in the right direction.
Hoping to someday be done with the opioid crisis. In Perry County, Chaz Jenkins, WYMT Mountain News.
Before House Bill 215 was drafted, fentanyl traffickers were only serving 50% of their sentence.
Watching some clouds push into the mountains this afternoon. However, it is not looking too bad outside when it comes to our Easter weekend, at least on this Good Friday. I-64 at Moorhead still seeing some sunshine even as we have some high clouds working in. Here at WYMT, here in Hazard, we still have those clouds working in, but still a little bit of sunshine. That's helped boost our temperatures up into the low 70s this afternoon. Not too bad outside, at least the feel, but you notice those clouds on the increase. A weak little system pushing through the Mississippi Valley is heading in our direction, and that could provide us with a few showers as we head into the overnight. So you see here 41 and cool. I think we're going to boost those temperatures up for overnight lows to near 50, and we're going to have those off and on showers. Now, I will have the very latest on our shower potential as we head for our Easter weekend coming up in just a few minutes. Dakota?
All right, Evan, thank you very much. Well, a former Kentucky football player is being reported as a person of interest in a Dallas murder investigation. CBS Sports reports Dallas police want to question Cowboys defensive back Kelvin Joseph about a March murder. Joseph's attorneys say he was a passenger in a vehicle from which gunshots were fired, but he was unarmed. The NFL is reviewing the incident under the league's conduct policy. There's a new way you can test for COVID, and this one is very different. It's a breath test just approved by the FDA. CBS News correspondent Skylar Henry reports from Washington.
The FDA has granted emergency use authorization for the Inspect IR COVID-19 breathalyzer. It's just like a breathalyzer test for alcohol, but instead detects chemical compounds in breath samples which indicate COVID-19. The non-invasive tube can return results in less than 3 minutes. The new authorization comes as COVID cases increase across the U.S. because of 2 Omicron subvariants. The highest rates per capita over the past 14 days were in Vermont, Rhode Island, New York, Massachusetts, and Alaska. Cases may be rising, but some school districts are backing off from COVID protocols as the severity of the virus declines for most who are infected. The Minneapolis School District will drop its mask mandate starting Monday. Contact tracing will end, and quarantine time for unvaccinated adults and students exposed to COVID will decrease from 10 days to 5. In California, a mandate requiring vaccinations for students will be pushed back a year.
Some parents just may need more time. They may need more data. They may need to watch other kids get vaccinated and just have that time.
The move comes despite Pfizer's plan to seek FDA authorization for a COVID booster shot for kids as young as 5. A group that fights for vaccine choice says some parents are relieved about the delay.
We at Let Them Breathe and Let Them Choose have been educating families on their rights and how to speak up for their kids. And it's, really good to see that at least that is making a difference.
The vaccine mandate now slides to July 2023. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
The new breath test will be conducted by licensed healthcare providers. It's more than 91% accurate at detecting positive samples and has a 99% accuracy rate for negative samples. Well, the doors at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue are reopening to the public for the first time in more than 2 years. The White House statement reports as tours resume, the situation will be monitored closely based on recommendations from the CDC as well as other health officials. Anyone who tests positive for the virus or has related symptoms within the last 10 days, and they're advised to stay home. Face masks will also be available for those who request one. The White House also says it expects to host the annual Easter egg roll this year. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration can now regulate vape products that are marketed illegally. Vaping companies had previously used a now closed loophole on the form of nicotine in their products, using synthetic sources for nicotine to get around regulators to keep products on store shelves. Now, anyone who makes or sells non-tobacco nicotine must comply with the FDA regulations. That includes not selling to people under 21, giving away free samples, or saying their products are less harmful than cigarettes. Some travel plans could be affected for at least part of this year as airlines are struggling with staffing shortages. The spring break rush last week was riddled with cancellations, and despite a surge in summer travel demand, airlines are slashing schedules. Recent reports showed the industry is more than 30,000 workers short of where they were pre-pandemic, and the problem may not be solved soon as more workers admit they are burnt out and struggling to stay in the industry.
Longer days with shorter nights at home, shorter layovers, and our pilots are tired and fatigued.
Some airlines are working to find new solutions to their shortages as they're faced with sky-high hiring goals. Delta wants to hire 200 new pilots each month. JetBlue has already hired 3,000 new crew this year alone. And United Airlines is opening up its own flight school, a first for any major airline here in the United States. Airlines worldwide say they need to hire 30,000 new pilots by 2025 to keep up with the demand. Trouble is brewing for some craft beer artisans across the country. Data from a trade organization shows closures for independent breweries are trending upward. In the first 3 months of the year, at least 53 establishments shut their doors. That's up from 42 over the same period in 2021. Officials with the Brewer Association say they expect more closings. The group says these small businesses are having trouble keeping up with increasing costs, increasing rents, and supply chain issues. Well, when we come back here on First at 4, Easter Sunday is coming up, and doctors share tips for parents who want to make sure their kids can have fun while staying healthy.
And things are looking up as we head into the Easter weekend with daytime sunshine, but shower chances as well. I'll break down all the timing straight ahead.